That's from a branch on the berm. Yeah, I was slaloming through the trees on the on the on the John Deere. You go through in a slalom pattern to cut the weeds because you're going through trees. And when you hit them right, you can get most of them all, and then you can turn and come back. Well, on the berm, they had some weeds up on the berm, and I went to cut under them, and there was a low-lying branch, and I didn't duck well enough, and it hit me pretty good. Wham! I was like, damn, that hurt. So I saw that there was leaves in front, but right behind it was a thicker branch. And I went, oh, okay. And I just dug my head and went, bam, it hit me. And I was like, oh boy, that wasn't that cool. That's not fun. Yeah, no, I was just cutting the trees. You want to get done? Well, tomorrow, next time when I get near the berm, I'll just squat down low when I go up on the edges on the berm. I just didn't duck well enough, so, but when you're up on the berm, it's lifting you up an extra 2 feet. It kind of cocks it a little bit, but you're not to where you can roll it over. It's at an edge thing. I wouldn't even say an extra 2 feet. It's like an extra foot. Okay, it's not that high, not 2 feet. I'm exaggerating. It's about a foot, so it tilts over about 8 to 10 inches. And so you get up on the berm where you're at, where it's down by the trees, and it's because our berm's not that high. It's not 2 feet. It's about a 8 to 10 inch berm, maybe close to a foot at some point, but the foot in the center, about 8 to 10 inches on the side. So it's about 8 to 10 inches, but it lifts you up higher, and then bam, I hit the branch on the tree. Yeah, I gotta assess it better. But yeah, I went bomb. So next time I'll just duck down low like you're riding a motorcycle. When you get down, move the steering, just leaning over the steering wheel when I go up on the berm. Make sure I don't hit my head when I'm slaloming through getting the weeds. So I learned my lesson. It happens. First time I've ever done that. True thing. I'm not an extremist type person. I don't do a lot of extreme things. I never have. I'm not that type. And then people freak out. Like that one time when me and Val were in the Barracuda, and and Jeff Garrell saw me and said, "Damn, Earl, you should be a race car driver." And lots of people have said that. When it's in extreme condition, I have amazing reflexes, and and I could just do it. And when I need it, I won't do it. No, I won't practice. I won't excess on it. I'm not going to put my body at rest to impress other people that are easily impressed by doing things that risk your beautiful body because you want to impress other people that take life for a joke. I'm a serious man, and I don't laugh with heathen. I'm a serious man. I don't think we ought to, political ideologies and, debating economies and stuff. So, in this world, there is so much controversies. Every king wants his kingdom to be gorgeous and sophisticated, but black people, keep your minds be liberated. Don't talk just, that's the big thing. Viva la Familia and a lot of stuff with Donovan and other groups like that. It's very secular and tribal, and if you read the Gospels, Good Samaritan, we are what we do. You're judged by your deed. It has nothing to do. You do know that Caiaphas, Herod, and Caiaphas looked a lot like Jesus, okay? And that the people that beat Hassan to death were Arabs, okay? And the people that assassinated Haile Selassie were Ethiopians. And the people that beat Patrice Lumumba to death were his own people in Africa. Okay, and the people that betrayed Jesus Christ, Caiaphas and Herod, we already talked about that. And the people that Joseph's own brothers sold him to be a slave to the Egyptians. It was his own brothers were jealous of him, guys. Okay, so the whole thing. My family. It's like, how do you know your family loves you? Young hearts run free. Self-preservation is what's really going on here today. Just have faith, stand up for the Lord's Prayer, and don't compare yourself to others, and don't fight over being the best. You don't fight to be the best. You live the best. Okay? You're either the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer and do things in Christ's name, or you are not. And I'm not an extremist. It's just George Lucas is an idiot. Only sit still with extremes. Really. Me's a thinking you needs to run for Congress so you can support the democracy of the republic. Me's a thinking democracy's the only way to end up in one of your fucked up movies. You Gungans know better. Ouch time, Jaja. Do you understand? So, no. Drone army's my ass. You see what I'm saying? And look, hey, it's a bunch of New Zealand clones that are the father of Aquaman through Keith Urban's wife, Inman and Cole Mountain. You know what I'm saying? So your propaganda, it's like when I talked to Andrew Womack, because he was head fucking my sister through religious propaganda, and I emailed his people. And I said, I've been waiting my whole life I knew I had to come here and do this. And you're the first religious multi-billionaire, millionaire hypocrite, okay? You're the first Joseph Goebbels that I've ever had to talk to. So I've been waiting my whole life for this to happen, because Jesus told me about it when I was a little kid. And I told him, I said, your ministry and your billions of dollars and your millions of followers will not survive this. But unlike what happened to our Father Jesus in year one, you will physically be able to survive this and live in the kingdom of heaven here on earth if you listen to and accept me. You know what his people told me? Well, and I also told them that I'm a lot like the others that came after Jesus, Muhammad, Bob Marley, and Steve Biko. You know what his people told me? That I was the devil, and that Muhammad and Bob Marley and Steve Biko didn't have the life of God in them and were in hell, and that Jesus was God and the only way. And I was like, and I wrote back to him, I said, you waited your whole life to be able to talk to me, the 22nd Redeemer, the man in the book of Revelation, and that's how you reply? You want to be a multi-billionaire with millions of followers murdering people over money instead of standing up for the Lord's Prayer with me? All right. You do know David Rockefeller monitors all this and puts it on the hard drives of the computers, and you can delete it and erase it. And when the day comes when we're living the Lord's Prayer, there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. And you ain't singing songs from Motown. Carol, I tell everybody this. I told Tina and Dad that before the people all got together and kidnapped the kids with the Fabres and Sheriff Joel Pio and Todd Garrison. I told them exactly what I did, what I was doing, and what I was going to do, and exactly what was happening. I broke it down to the most minute detail. And they'd look at me. Tina looked at me like, goes, you could be right. And then turned around because she didn't want the property values, the kids to ruin the property values of this house that she had the lien on. And she had them pick them up. And I was like, no, I can teach these kids to do that. It's just taking a little bit of time. But by the time I'm done with them, these kids will help take care of this house better than they, quote, tear it up. If the kids still stayed here, we would be working and had better food, and I wouldn't have been at the soup kitchen. They would have all helped put on the metal roof. They would have all helped to do the basketball barns and different things and stuff. We'd have had it all set up, and the kids would be sitting here doing what they needed to do. It's all in how we get through Johnson Park, like I told that kid Brendan. We're going to get there. It's just in all how you want to get there. You either believe or you don't believe. You either want to stand up for the Lord's Prayer without fear, or you want to try to get the $2 million from the Temple Set Illuminati and get some real estate in Maui after Obama and Winfrey's people burned it all up to get most desirable tenants in the neighborhood association, right, or whatever you call it. Those things they call it. You know what they is. I don't know what they is. The people, your mailbox is too high. You can't have a garden there. That's an eyesore now. Okay, those type of people. Yeah. No, we ain't got them in this neighborhood. No. In this neighborhood, we got people that are stuck in the cartels because there's no other business and you can't get out once you're working because you just there's nowhere to go. And then the people that invent the cartels to get the cartel people's property at a government auction. You come through and you think, well, that guy works for the cartels. No, that guy works for ICE. Okay. The one with the nicest house? Mm-hmm. Okay. He works for ICE. But you think, no, that guy works for the cartels, that guy works for the cartels, and that one. Okay. Well, his is almost as nice as his, but the guy next door who works for ICE has a nicer house than the one who works for the cartels. And the one with the nicest house, he's the one who's the lawyer that makes sure that the other two keep out of jail so they can keep doing their job. Yeah, that's Las Cruces. Do you understand? And the one who works for ICE sat there and knew the kid was going to get murdered by his ex-wife who was part of the drug industry, and the kid was trying to get out because he got a lawsuit from Glasheen, Vias, and Indersman and Michael Mogoten from his pops passing away and taking care of his kids, and the kid couldn't get out. And she set up an assassination through Juarez, and ICE watched it happen and had all the information, and then scooped up his house at a government auction for next to nothing. Yup. You're heroes. Mm-hmm. And the guy who works for us, he's a Democrat. More than likely, yeah. What? He's a Democrat? Yeah, he's not a Republican. He's a Democrat. Well, they have Democrats and Republicans both for vice. Okay. You saw the begging fries on come. Let's talk about being sicario. You saw the movies? You saw how the Democrat lady was telling Josh Brolin, the Republican, what to do? We got to keep in business. If we can't keep in business, someone else will take over the business, and we're better at doing the business than they're doing the business. We kill the right people. They would kill the wrong people. They'd kill us. We're supposed to kill them. That's the way it works. We're the people that make the laws and manipulate everybody with the money. We're in control of the money. If they're in control of the money, we're all fucked. The bad guys will be killing the good guys. Everybody knows that the good guys are supposed to kill the bad guys for money. Jesus, did you know? Should I get a vaccine for cancer, Jesus? Earl, shut up. I'm just kidding, Jesus. You're funny. You got a good sense of humor, Earl. I know, Jesus. Thank you. Okay, do you understand? You don't think I'm talking to Jesus? Okay. You're talking to Jesus, right? What did Jesus say? I'm watching everybody be mass murdered, but it's not time for me to come down from the sky and pick up all the people that believe in me and take them away from the earth, then mass murder everybody who doesn't believe I'm God, and then come back and repopulate with the perfect Disneyland on earth for all the people that believed in Disneyland me. Right. The second star from the light shines for the night for you. Got some faith, hope, faith, trust, and pixie dust? You know that shit's all make-believe, right? Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, my, oh my, what a wonderful day, Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. Come on, I trained a bird to sit on my shoulder. Hey, do you believe in magic? That'll make a lot of money from stupid people that want to hang out with stormtroopers, Goofy, Mickey, Donald, Pluto, Sleeping Booty, Pocahontas, and Jasmine, and Mulan, and who else? Aladdin, who else? Man, there's lots. The list goes on and on and on. Oodalolly, golly, what a day. Being a hoe for money is a all-day trade. Just stand up for a Lord's Prayer. Go home and love your family and restore the Garden of Eden. If you can't do that, if you don't want to be a part of it, that's your decision. But if I was you, I would want it with every ounce of my being. Peace.